Hey, what's going on, everybody? Gleez here, and today we're going to get into some more advanced things with Liu Kang. So this is going to be the part 2 of the original tutorial that I did with Liu Kang. You can check out the tutorial down in the description. And Liu Kang is my main. So this is the character that I've put the most time in, the character that I'm utilizing the most. We're going to get into it with the Kung Lao cameo, some setups, some combos, some other things. Let's get into it. So the first thing I want to take a look at is a low hat setup with a jump in. And this is common, a lot of characters get this type of thing going. And I'm going to show you how to implement that with Liu Kang. So the combo starts off like most of our combos on Whiff Punish. So back 2-3, right? Back 2-3 is going to be our Whiff Punisher. It's 10 frames. It moves forward. It's a launcher. All right, that's really your awesome Whiff Punisher. And what we're going to do is we're going to end the combo in 3-3 into holding low hat, and then we're going to jump in with a jump kick. All right, this is what it looks like. So back 2-3 twice, 3-3, low hat, jump kick, dash forward, back 2-3, 3-3-3, back forward 3, right? That's the combo right there. And the cool thing about it is that off of the jump kick, you're able to dash up and get your back 2-3 and extend the combo. Also, sometimes if your opponent is crouching or if they hit a button or move their body in a certain way, when the jump kick connects, sometimes you'll wind up on the back side of them. You always want to dash the same way that you're jumping in. And even if you wind up crossing up, like in this example here, your back dash doesn't put you in a situation where you still can't back 2-3 if you do happen to cross up. So always dash the same way that you're jumping, and you're able to visually confirm the hit, and you should be good to go. The spacing is also important. That's why I utilize just 2 hits on the 3 rather than the 3 hits. Instead of 3-3-3, I use 3-3. And the reason why it is because it keeps them in a good spacing to where my jump kick will hit and they're not so far away that they can kind of get away by backdashing or other things. They may think, well, what can somebody do? Most characters can't armor because you're going to hit them like right at the same time with the low hat and the jump kick. So both of those are going to hit almost at exactly the same time. I have Sub-Zero here because he's in a unique situation where he has an armor move that moves forward very quickly. Johnny Cage is also another one that has one of those moves. They can get out of these setups, and I'll show you what that looks like here. Right, so I'm out of that setup, got full spacing, and, Sub-Zero is good to go there. Now, what most characters can do is they can jump back. So if they're going to see that you're going with the setup, they can jump back and air combo you as you go to jump if you hit your buttons late or are slow to react to them jumping. So this is what it would look like. So as you see, you are able to get a combo here on the defensive end if you're late hitting your button. So if you see that your opponent jumps back when you jump in, you need to hit your jump kick immediately. Now, if someone is constantly jumping back, you can bait it as well, right? So the opponent goes to jump back, you have the low hat on the ground, you can just dash up, right? So it's not something that you always have to go in for the jump in, but in most cases, you're probably going to do that. Just be aware that if he jumps back, he is able to combo you. All right, so the next thing that we're going to take a look at is a corner setup with Liu Kang. And again, this rolls off of his back 2-3. And you actually do that 3 times into forward 1-4 into low hat. Once you're at that point, you have the low hat over top of him on his wake up, and you're able to stuff out any wake up in the corner. You then go into your 1-2, back forward, meter burn 3, and then you're in a situation to finish the combo up, and it looks like this. That's a lot of damage. So if you can stuff that wake up as he goes for it, you're good to go. One of the things too that you have to be aware of is that you're going to have to be able to confirm the 1-2 into the meter burn back forward 3. And that's not easy. It's very quick. It comes out fast, so you have to get good at it. So let's take a look at that again. I'm going to try to wake up and show you that it does beat the wake ups. Notice I just get stuffed out. Not able to wake up. And we're good to go. And that's like, was that 85%, you know, on the reset there. So if someone does try to wake up in that situation, and you might think like people don't wake up with the hat over top of them, some people do. Some people do. And you can get mind games off of it, right? You have the hat down. Maybe you don't go into a combo. Maybe you got the hat down, boom, the hat goes off, and then you get a grab, right? Because they're waiting for you to do all of your crazy shenanigans. There's a lot of mind games off of it, and this is one way to just stuff wake ups and get some mind games going. So next we're going to take a look at a side switch combo, and I did post originally a side switch combo off of the forward 4-3 into the Lao where he pops him up, Kung Lao cameo where he pops him up, and you dash under, right? That's in the original video. Again, if you didn't check that out, make sure you check it out down in the description. But what we're going to do here is off of the back 2-3. So what we do is launch off the back 2-3, and then we're going to use stand 4 into forward and cameo. And that causes a pop-up that's high enough that you can dash under and then switch sides. And then 3-3-3, back forward 3. And it looks like this. All right, so now you have your opponent in the corner. This is really strong. It's really good. I actually watched this. I actually learned this from watching Ghost play Liu Kang. That's who I saw do this initially. Shout outs to him. Great Liu Kang player, great player overall. And that's how you side switch off of the back 2-3. So your back 2-3, one of the best with punishers, and we're going to stick with that here. And oftentimes I'm going to like pressure my opponent, or if I'm moving in and out of space and I hit my back 2-3, sometimes I catch my opponent when they're jumping. Or if they're jumping in and I get there a little bit early with my back 2 and I hit them when they're in the air, you'll oftentimes drop your normal B&B. So I'm going to give you some options that allow you to still connect your combo if this were to happen to you, so you don't drop it and get punished for like crazy damage. So if you were to hit him here, you can jump up and utilize this air combo, which is 1-3-4 and then back forward 1, right? Super easy. If you notice that your opponent gets hit in the air off of the back 2-3, just go into that full screen, you know, you're good to go. Not bad, but you can get a little bit more damage off of it, but the timing on it is a little bit more strict. And we're going to take a look at that here. So with that, you can only juggle the 3 for 2 hits. So it's just 3-3. Now, if you were to do 3-3-3, I'll show you what happens. If I can hit it. Notice that it whiffs, right? And then you're stuck in that position. And I've been punished and gotten killed off of trying to link my normal B&B when the back 2-3 hits my opponent that's already airborne. So utilize those 2 combos, and I think you'll be good to go. If you can find something that's better, hit that up as well. This is what I'm using for right now. All right, so something that's really good about Liu Kang is that his stand 1 is 6 frames. This may not seem like a big deal, you know, to most people, but it really is. And the reason why it's such a big deal is because there are some special moves and some combo starters that are 7 frames on block, or -7, I should say. They're -7 on block. And with a 1 frame difference, we're able to get a punish here with Liu Kang's stand 1. One of those moves is the meter burn back forward 2 from Kung Lao. One of the best armor moves in the game because most of the cast cannot punish it. Now, what's great about Liu Kang is that he can. The timing is very strict. It's like a 1 frame punish. There is a buffer in the game, so it's not exactly 1 frame, but it's a very tight punish. Something that you definitely need to practice. The timing on it that I utilize is when Kung Lao's foot is just about to hit the ground. So if you notice his front foot, boom, it like goes up in the air and then it like slowly goes to the ground. So like right before his foot hits the ground, like I'm talking like pixels before his foot hits the ground, that's when I hit 1-2. That's what it looks like. So, I mean, in practice mode, just practice it. I'm not 100% at it yet, but I'm pretty good. So just make sure that you're getting this done. You may think to yourself, well, what if he's got Goro? Well, let me do this. Yep, you can't punish it. It's still safe. What's funny, though, I've actually been running into most Kung Lao players utilizing Kung Lao cameo as of late. So maybe you won't see Goro as much, but Goro still does keep it safe, so keep that in mind. So another move in particular that I find the stand 1 to be really great for punishing is Baraka's forward 3, and it's -7. All right, so again, that stand 1 is going to work because it's 6 frames. The timing on this is also very strict, obviously, because it's a 1-frame punish. But also, the block stun on this is really, really wonky. So you have to practice against this. The way that I visually cue this punish is when Baraka begins to stand up. So he hits the ground. As soon as he starts to stand up or move upward, that's when I hit stand 1. And this is what it looks like. And we're good. Now, if you get only stand 2, that means that you're hitting it too early. And so if I were to do something like this and hit it too early and I only get stand 2, say I hit 1, 2 on the left, you can see it, but only 2 came out, I know I'm too early. So that means that you need to hit it a little bit later. If you do hit it later, but it doesn't say punish on the left, it did say punish there. Notice it didn't say punish on the left, so now I know I'm hitting it too late. So that's the way that you can gauge it. Or what you can do is you can record it like this and just forward 3 and then hold block. And then if he blocks it, you know that you're too late. See? Too late. Perfect. So while I got Baraka here, right, he's already on the screen. So I might as well go over this free extra knowledge, no charge. What we're going to do here is look at this move, right? So that move's super annoying to me. He has an overhead, or I'm sorry, not an overhead, a high that you can crouch off of it. He also has a mid. The mid is unsafe. Sometimes Barakas will stagger this because if you try to poke, it whiffs. Like his down 3 is really far reaching, but it still whiffs, right? Even if he does a point blank range, right? Still whiffing, all right? He's able to whiff punish off of that. A lot of times you'll see Barakas, they throw that out and then they use the low to catch any type of poke that you utilize afterward because he knows that he's out of range, right? And that's what I find to be the most difficult thing to deal with the Baraka matchup. It's not necessarily like his pressure and other things. It's the spacing that he gets off of this move. And I'm going to give you some tips to deal with this with Liu Kang. And you can visually see when he starts to roll back, right? So as he starts to roll back, it's a visual cue that he's not going to extend with anything else. He's going back into his recovery frames. Your forward 1 is really fast. It's 7 frames, and you can just micro dash up and forward 1, 4 into this, right? And you'll get the punish off of that. So it'll look like this. If I can get the combo. Right, and that's what I use for it. You can do like 3-3-3, back forward 3, but it's really, really tight. And you only get a couple percentage points above that. I just use stand 4, back forward 3. That's what I use off of it. If you're more savvy than I am, you know, go ahead and do you. But that's what I'm utilizing there. So there you go, just some quick tidbits here, some combos, some tech stuff. If you want, I can go over like Liu Kang against different characters. I think that might be interesting for you guys and, you know, kind of see what I'm doing. You can add to it, or you can, you know, take some of the stuff that I'm doing against certain characters and certain matchups and, you know, utilize that for yourself. If you are a Liu Kang main, or a lot of this stuff, a lot of times is very transferable to other characters. So even just watching a tutorial of how X character beats X character, it can oftentimes translate to you. You know, your character might have like a further reaching, you know, very quick button that you can do the same thing that I'm doing here with Liu Kang. So that's what's really cool about, you know, making these videos. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, anything like that, leave it down in the comment section. If you're new, be sure to subscribe and don't forget to click the bell so you get updated whenever I post new content. As always, I want to thank you guys for checking in. It's Gleez signing out, and continue to game strong.